Have you ever had a moment, just a fleeting second, where everything felt perfectly still, where the constant chatter in your head just stopped, where there was no past to regret, no future to fear, just a pure, simple sense of being, of peace? What if you could live from that place? Not just visit it occasionally, but actually live there? What if the single greatest source of your anxiety, your pain, your relationship struggles, and your feeling of never being quite enough was simply a case of mistaken identity? What if you've been trapped in a prison, not of circumstances, but of your own thoughts, and you've been holding the key all along? This is not a theory. It is a profound shift in consciousness, and it is the subject of one of the most influential spiritual books of our time, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This book isn't about adding more information to your already busy mind. It's about a radical transformation of how you use your mind. It's a guide out of the relentless stream of time and into the profound and liberating reality of the present moment, the only place where life truly exists. So, let's begin. Let's explore what it means to break free from the tyranny of the thinking mind and discover who you are beyond your thoughts. Part 2, The Foundation, You Are Not Your Mind. The core message of The Power of Now is deceptively simple, yet its implications are earth-shattering. The primary cause of all unhappiness, Tolle argues, is the identification with your mind. You believe that you are your thoughts, your emotions, and your story. This is the fundamental error. Most people are trapped in a state of near-constant mental noise, an involuntary internal commentary on everything. What happened, what might happen, what you should have done, and what others think of you. This voice is what Tolle calls the egoic mind. The ego isn't bad, it's just a tool that has taken over the house. It's a sense of self, constructed from your past experiences, your conditioning, your beliefs, and your desires. It thrives on problems, conflict, and drama. It needs to be constantly seeking something, more money, a better relationship, a different body in order to feel complete. But it never, ever finds it, because the ego is the sense of lack. The moment you realize, I am not the voice in my head, I am the one who hears it, you have taken the first step toward freedom. This awareness, this silent, conscious presence that can observe your thoughts is your true self. Tolle calls this presence the being or consciousness itself. To break this identification, you must start practicing presence. This begins by simply watching the thinker. Pay attention to the thoughts as they arise without getting entangled in them. Don't judge them as good or bad. Just observe. As you do this, a space is created between you, the awareness, and your mind, the thought. This space is freedom. It is the beginning of the end of your involuntary and compulsive thought processes. You are no longer a slave to every random thought that pops into your head. You begin to choose which thoughts to engage with, and you discover that many of them are simply useless, repetitive, and painful. Part 3, The Origin of the Ego. Where did this troublesome ego come from? Tolle explains that our current state of consciousness is the product of millennia of human history. For survival, the human brain developed a strong sense of a separate self. This was functional, but over time, it became dysfunctional. The me became the central character in a story of grievance, fear, and desire. The ego's sense of self is always derived from the past or the future. It says, I am what I have achieved, past, or I will be happy when I get that promotion, future. It cannot exist in the now because in the present moment without the story, it feels threatened and small, like it might disappear. And that's because it would disappear. The ego is an illusion, a phantom, and it knows it. So it fights for its survival by keeping you lost in time. It creates a psychological past, a reservoir of old hurts, resentments, and pride, and a psychological future, a source of endless anxiety and hope. Both are complete fictions of the mind. The only reality is this moment. Part 4, Freeing Yourself from the Pain Body. One of Tolle's most powerful concepts is the pain body. This is not just the pain of old memories. It's a semi-autonomous energy field of accumulated emotional pain that every human carries. It's made up of all the childhood hurts, past betrayals, anger, grief, and even ancestral trauma. The pain body is dormant for a while, but then something triggers it. A word, a look, a situation, and it awakens. When it does, it takes over your mind and your life. It wants to feed on more pain. It will seek out drama, make you say things you regret, interpret situations in the worst possible way, and even make you physically ill just to sustain itself. You might notice that sometimes you, or someone else, seem to have a complete personality shift over a minor incident. That is often the pain body taking the driver's seat. So how do you free yourself from it? The same way you free yourself from the egoic mind, through present moment awareness. You cannot fight the pain body directly. That just creates more pain. Instead, you must bring the light of your conscious presence into it. When you feel the familiar surge of negativity, of old pain, don't run from it. Don't analyze it. Don't get lost in the story it's telling you. Instead, feel the emotion directly. Feel the anger, the sadness, and the anxiety in your body. Where is it located? In your chest, your stomach, your throat. Feel the raw energy of it without the mental label. Just feel it. Welcome it. Surrender to the feeling, not to the story behind it. As you do this, something miraculous happens. The observing presence is a higher vibration than the energy of the pain body. By holding the pain in your conscious awareness, you are, in effect, burning it up. The pain body can no longer control you because you are no longer unconsciously identified with it. You are the watcher, and in that space of watching, the pain body loses its power. Part 5. The central practice, accessing the power of now. All the theory in the world is useless without practice. So, how do you actually access the power of now? Tolle offers several simple, yet profound doorways into the present moment. First, focus on your inner body. Feel the life energy inside your hands, your feet, and your abdomen. This isn't a thought, it's a sensation. By feeling the aliveness within your body, you are pulled out of your mind and into the now. It's an anchor. Second, become a silent watcher of nature. Look at a tree, a flower, a cloud, or an animal without labeling it. Perceive it in its suchness, its beingness. In doing so, you connect with the same beingness within yourself. Third, use simple daily activities as meditation. When you wash your hands, feel the sensation of the water and the soap. When you walk, feel your feet connecting with the ground. When you listen, give the speaker your complete attention without mentally preparing your response. The key is to make these practices part of your life, not just something you do for 10 minutes a day. The goal is to create a continuous undercurrent of awareness throughout your day. Part 6. The mind's greatest tricks, psychological time. The mind's primary strategy to keep you from the now is to trap you in time. But Tolle makes a crucial distinction. There is clock time, which is practical and necessary. You use it to schedule appointments, plan projects, and learn from past experiences. This is functional. Then there is psychological time, which is the root of suffering. This is when you are not just learning from the past, but relentlessly reliving it, feeling guilt, regret, resentment, or pride. It's when you are not just planning for the future, but constantly worrying about it, living in a state of anxiety and anticipation. All negativity is caused by denial of the present. When you are fully accepting of the now, there can be no unhappiness, no negativity, and no suffering. Problems, Tolle says, are mind-made and need time to survive. They cannot survive in the actuality of the present moment. So the practice is to dissolve psychological time. Deal with the practical challenges of life as they arise in the now, but refuse to let your mind create a problem out of a situation. Situations are what they are. It is the mind's resistance to them that creates the suffering. Part 7. The state of surrender. This brings us to a concept that is often misunderstood: surrender. Surrender does not mean passive resignation or giving up. It does not mean you stop taking action. Quite the opposite. Surrender means wisely yielding to the flow of life, rather than fighting against the present moment. It is the simple, profound acceptance of the isness of now. If you are stuck in traffic, surrender does not mean you decide you like being in traffic. It means you stop internally resisting the reality that you are in traffic. The resistance, the anger, the frustration, the "this shouldn't be happening," is what causes your suffering. The situation itself is neutral. Your resistance creates the negativity. When you surrender, you cease to label the moment as bad. You accept what is. From that place of inner peace and acceptance, your actions become much more effective and clear. You might decide to put on an audiobook or simply enjoy a moment of stillness. Or, if action is required, you act from a state of peace, not panic. Surrender is the ultimate no to the ego's need for conflict. It is saying yes to life, exactly as it is in this moment. And from that yes, genuine change and right action can flow. Part 8. The nature of relationships. Most of our relationships, Tolle explains, are not relationships between two people, but between two egos or between one person's ego and another person's pain body. The ego uses relationships for its own ends. It looks to the other person to give it something, validation, happiness, a sense of completeness, that it cannot find within itself. This is a recipe for disaster because it places an impossible demand on your partner. When they fail to make you happy, and they always will, you feel let down and conflict arises. The pain body also seeks a partner to feed its need for drama. Many relationships are cycles of harmony followed by intense conflict, as the pain bodies in each partner activate and feed off each other. So what is a true, enlightened relationship? It begins when you stop demanding that your partner rescue you from your own sense of lack. You take responsibility for your own state of consciousness. You relate to your partner not from need, but from a place of inner fullness. You learn to recognize your own pain body and your partner's, and you learn not to take its attacks personally. You create space for each other to be, without the constant demand for them to change. Most importantly, you learn to share the now with your partner, to enjoy simple moments of presence together, walking in nature, sitting in silence, listening deeply. In those moments, the egos and pain bodies are dormant, and the true connection between two beings can flourish. Part 9. Beyond happiness and unhappiness, the bliss of being. The pursuit of happiness, as it is commonly understood, is another trap of the ego. The ego believes happiness is something to be found in the future, attached to an outcome. I will be happy when I have a new car, a new partner, or $1 million. This is a mirage. Even when you get what you want, the happiness is fleeting, and soon the mind is off seeking the next thing. True joy, what Tolle calls the bliss of being, is not dependent on external form. It arises from within when you are aligned with the present moment. It is a deep, underlying peace that is not the opposite of sadness, but the space in which all emotions arise and pass away. When you are present, you may still experience sadness, anger, or fear, but they will not take you over. You can feel them, allow them, and let them go, because you know they are not who you are. You are the vast, silent space of awareness in which these temporary weather patterns appear. This state is far more valuable and profound than any temporary happiness the world can offer. It is your natural state, once the clouds of compulsive thinking have parted. Part 10. The way to enlightenment. For Tolle, enlightenment is not a distant, superhuman achievement. It is simply your natural state, connected to Source, lived in alignment with the present moment. It is the state of living without the constant resistance of the egoic mind. It is saying yes to what is, and in that yes, discovering a power and intelligence far greater than your personal self. The journey to enlightenment is not about going somewhere, but about deepening your presence right where you are. It is about realizing that you are not a drop in the ocean, but the entire ocean in a drop. Your inner purpose, your primary purpose in life, is to align with this awakened state. Your outer purpose, Your career, your projects, can then become an expression of that inner state rather than a means to achieve it. You are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold. That is how important you are. And it begins the moment you stop seeking yourself in the past or future and come home to the profound, peaceful, and powerful reality of the now. Part 11, Conclusion: A New Earth. The power of now ends with a vision, as more and more individuals awaken to their true nature. They cease to create suffering for themselves and others. This, Tolle suggests, is the only way a new earth can come into being. It is not a change in political systems, but a transformation of human consciousness. The problems of the world are a reflection of the collective egoic mind. As we heal our own minds, we contribute to the healing of the whole. So the work is not out there. It is in here. It is in this moment. It is in your willingness to turn your attention away from the stream of thoughts and into the felt experience of being alive right now. Feel the air on your skin. Listen to the sounds around you. Feel the energy in your hands. You have arrived. This is it. The portal is always open. The power is always available. It was never anywhere else but here. It was never at any other time but now. Your life, your true life, begins the moment you step out of the stream of time and into the profound and eternal reality of the present moment.